Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Academy. My name's Jeff Pinkman. It's been a while since we've been back on Periscope. The winter, it's been a long, cold winter. Here in Northern Virginia, the blizzard of 2016 hit us. We had a couple feet of snow. During here in the Academy, we've had several very, very cold winter days, and great thing is that warmer weather is coming. High school baseball began this past week, and Little League and the travel teams will start playing soon. So what I wanted to talk about today was bullpens for all age groups, and I'm talking about practice bullpens, pregame bullpens, quantity, how many pitches, what types of pitches, what they should be doing in between everything. So, but first, before I begin, please, if you all would check us out on Twitter at Pinkman Baseball. Please visit our website at www.pinkmanbaseball.com. You can even like us on Facebook. So we're all over social media. We're actually on Instagram, but I am only one man. So, in talking about bullpens, we work with lots of players over the course of the winter, and we consistently talk about what types of bullpens or throwing activities they're doing with their teams, whether they're practicing with their teams indoors, whether they're getting outside and pitching with their teams. The consensus seems to be that most pitchers or most teams, most coaches usually feel like a 20 to 30 pitch bullpen over a course of a practice is sufficient to help pitchers develop their skills. What I'm here to say is that it can't be any further from the truth. If you want to create a 20-pitch pitcher in a game, coaches, please continue to have them throw 20-pitch bullpens in their practices. If you want players to only be able to throw 20 or 30 pitches over the course of an inning or two, continue to have them only throw 20 to 30 pitches in their practices. And there seems to be a bit of a conversation for guys over the course of the year, because with so many rash of injuries with players, and coaches are hesitant to have players throw more than 20 pitches at a time because they're afraid of the pitchers hurting themselves. And my comeback to that is, well, stop playing so many games. Stop playing 3 games on a Sunday to try to win another trophy. Stop trying to play a Friday, a doubleheader Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, and you won't have as many players succumb to so many different types of injuries. You won't have players be so fatigued. So, increase the practice time, decrease the amount of games, and you'll have players with a very long life span, and they'll continue to be healthy throughout the course of their careers. So, but getting back to my point, how many pitches should a pitcher be throwing in a practice bullpen? It could be in a range from anywhere from 30 pitches to potentially even 60 or 80 pitches. And some of you might be going, what, 60 or 80 pitches? That seems a little absurd. And you know what? It is a little much. But if you were to take breaks in between in terms of throwing 20 pitch segments, for instance, if you were to throw 20 fastballs and then take a break, then take a 1 or 2 or 3 minute break, or have players go and exercise and go run through some agility ladders, or do something. Have them simulate, playing in a game. They can then throw their 20 pitches. They can then take a break. They can come back, throw another 20 pitches. Then they can take a break. Then they can throw another 20 pitches and then take a break. And therefore, now we're simulating what pitchers would actually do over the course of a game. And now we're getting into some more serious types of repetitions over the course of March here, over the course of early April, when we're just trying to get pitchers back into throwing again. So, if you were to have them throw 20 fastballs and then take a break and then say, all right, we're going to work on your changeup. Your changeup is really bad. Most players' changeups are really bad. So let's say, all right, now this next 20 pitches is only going to be changeups. So now you're throwing at a significantly reduced effort level. Sure, you're getting the amount of repetitions in a long distance, but now that you're giving them experience in terms of throwing that off-speed pitch, repetitively, a significant amount of times, and that way you're actually able to work through a lot of the details of them not being able to throw it well. So we got 20 fastballs, we've got 20 changeups. Maybe they throw a cut fastball, maybe they throw a curveball. Then they could throw 20 cutters or 10 cutters and then 10 curveballs, and that brings us to anywhere of 50 to 60 pitches. And given that you give players rest in between their basically their simulated innings, now pitchers are going to be able to feel what it's like to go the distance, to throw 60 or 80 pitches at a time. So overall, you want to make sure that there's a mixture of things, not only just with off-speed pitches, but indeed working on placement as well. And having players work on not just throwing the ball straight down the middle each time, but having them work on throwing just inside pitches. When was the last time you had players just focus on throwing 20 fastballs just inside to right-handed batters, or focus on 20 fastballs outside to right-handed batters? Here at the Academy, we have the designated hitters. They're plastic mannequins, in a way, with a batter silhouette. And we're able to move them up onto the plate, move them from one side of the plate to the other, and allow hitters or pitchers to look at a batter in the batter's box. Another thought process to incorporate the hitting side of bullpens would be to also have hitters actually stand in the batter's box and not swing, but allow them to see what pitchers look like on a regular basis and have them stand in for 10 or 20 pitches. Because when was the last time they actually saw live pitching for more than 5, 6, or 7 pitches in a row, and not in a batting practice type of setting? So, of course, you'd want them fully dressed with a helmet on, maybe their elbow guards, or put them in catcher's gear, whatever, so that you can actually give them the opportunity to feel comfortable up there, but still see what pitchers are doing over a 10, 20, or even 30 pitch segment. So, so we have our quantity of pitches as well as our placement of pitches there. And, it's something that I believe that if we start to integrate more opportunities for pitchers to throw longer in practice situations, you're going to see them be able to throw longer in more quality types of pitches in games as well. So now, talking about, let's say, pregame. What should players be doing pregame? In terms of how many pitches they should throw, count or ask yourself this question in terms of how many times you've seen pitchers lose a game in that first inning. And what I mean is maybe giving up 3 or 4 walks, maybe giving up a few hits, maybe giving up 3 or 4 runs, but then in innings 2, 3, and 4 basically end up throwing a no-hitter. And one of the aspects of making sure that you can eliminate that from a pitcher's or a team's quest towards winning more is making sure that they throw more quality pitches in the bullpen, so they throw less quality pitches, or more quality pitches equaling less pitches over the course of a game. So if you were to throw anywhere of 20 to 24 fastballs during the course of that bullpen just to begin, and when we're throwing those fastballs, we're thinking of throwing into a 4-corner strike zone here, and we throw 8 pitches there. Next, we can then throw 8 pitches in what we call a tilt, and we go low and in, high and away. We go low and away, high and in. So now we're working on changing heights as well as directions, and you're able to give pitchers quality 16 pitches right there. To give them a sense of what it is like to actually throw their fastballs. Now let's say pitchers throw 4-seam and 2-seam fastballs. Now you're able to actually give them the opportunity to throw 8 4-seamers, throw 8 2-seamers. Then they can work on either what we call blessing the strike zone, work on an up, down, in, and out type of phase. And you can either throw 4 to 8 pitches there. That's what brings us to our 20 to 24 fastballs. And whether you're working with 8-year-olds or you're working with or coaching 8-year-olds or coaching 18-year-olds, having them throw a sufficient amount of fastballs in their bullpens going to make them more comfortable, going to make them more confident, so that now as they step up onto the mound in the game, they're going to feel like they know how to throw their fastball in a variety of locations. So next, moving on to our off-speed pitches. Ideally, you'd want them to either throw 4 to 10 off-speed pitches, and whether they be change-ups, cut fastballs, or curveballs. We have some players here who throw a cut fastball more as a faster slider, and then a curveball. And pitches are more or less in the 8 to 9 mile an hour difference of range there. But having them throw 4 to 10 changeups, 4 to 10 cutters, and 4 to 10 curveballs, those pitches may vary. But if they end up, let's say, splitting the difference, and we say, okay, we just throw 8 changeups, we're going to throw 8 curveballs and 8 cutters, that's another 24 pitches. Sure, we're looking at 48 pitches at that point. So maybe you can kind of fine-tune it there. But ideally, you always want them to walk into the game with a more confident, sensible way of being able to throw their off-speed pitches consistently, as well as throwing their fastballs consistently. So, throwing a 35 to a 45 pitch pregame bullpen isn't going to be all that bad, especially if you give them enough rest. If you give pitchers enough rest prior to the game starting, you're also going to have a more confident, a more well-rested, a more energized type of pitcher. We've seen plenty of pitchers over our lifespan go right from the mound into the game for that first inning of the game, instead of, let's say they go to the bullpen. For instance, right now it's around 6:30. They head to the bullpen now at 6:30. They throw their 35 to 45 pitches in that bullpen. That should take them anywhere of 15 to 20 minutes. Then they can walk to the dugout and have 10 minutes of rest prior to the game starting if they aren't the home team. If you're the away team, you'd start your bullpen, let's say, 20 minutes prior to the game time, game starting on the hour, so that you can then go through your 15 to 20 minute pitches per game. And you're going to be able to help them understand how that they can warm up, and then as they walk into the dugout, now they're going to be able to be refreshed, because if you're the away team, you're going to have 3 outs to now sit and rest before you have to walk out into the first inning. So, those are the ideas. Those are thoughts of how you can manage that time frame and not have as many tired pitchers in that first inning, giving up more runs, giving up fewer opportunities for the team to actually, win a baseball game. So, other than that, we have, practice bullpens. We have pregame bullpens. We have bullpens for if you are the away team. You have bullpens if you are the home team. And everything kind of goes together as if in terms of you needing a master plan for everything. Ideally, you want to create a throwing program that allows you to understand what you need to do and how you need to do it. You just can't show up one day and start throwing 60 pitches or 80 pitches in a bullpen. You got to work up to it. You got to have a better understanding of what you need to do and how you want to go about doing it. So if you wanted to create a week-long program, so if you were going to pitch on Friday, what do you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? You've got to sit down on the calendar and realize, when am I going to throw my long bullpens? When am I going to throw my short bullpens? When am I going to throw my short distance bullpens? That's something else to take into consideration as well. If you have a pitcher who's not throwing strikes efficiently, shorten the distance. You want to give him the best opportunity to feel comfortable, to feel confident. So if you take him off the mound and put him on flat ground, if you take little leaguers and put them at 35 feet or 30 feet and have them throw a bullpen, or you take teenagers and take them off the 60-foot distance and put them at a 45 or 40-foot distance, now they can start to throw their fastballs, their off-speed pitches, a little more confidently, a little more accurately, and give them a sense of how they can make adjustments without having to stress and push and not really learn how to make adjustments while they're standing up there 60 feet, 6 inches away. So that's all I got for today. I want to thank you for joining us. My name's Jeff Pinkman. I'm here at the Pinkman Academy. You can visit us at pinkmanbaseball.com. Please check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/pinkmanbaseball, at pinkmanbaseball on Twitter, and like us on Facebook as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@pinkman.us. And we thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you on the field soon. Take care.